Yeah.
Because social media comics no longer have to move to New York or L.A., or do they? Do you think they do, Jason? The social media has got to the point where you sort of kind of don't have to move to L.A. or New York now.
No, you don't have to at all. If you blow up on social media and you have your own following, man, it's actually, I feel like it's a bad idea, because then you would be stuck in New York or L.A. With a small little apartment, and then you'll be on the road most of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So like if I'd have moved to L.A., I'd have left my wife and kids in some small ass apartment while I'm on the road. Where if I'm in Ohio, they in this nice house, and I can be on the road.
Right.
I would say you should only have to move to LA or New York if you want to do other things besides stand up, because now I can't randomly go get that stupid audition. That could be something simple. Like I could get called up right now, like, hey Jason, they're doing a Wendy's commercial. You just got to go in there and just eat this burger for them real quick. You get like $5,000. But they're not gonna be like, hey, yeah, well, you should fly out on Tuesday to make this quick $5,000 for a Wendy's commercial. I'm just not gonna get that. Or the audition for anything, like who does Hollywood Squares now? DC with Kevin Hart hosted, maybe. Celebrity Squares. Like if I was in LA, I could possibly go and do a quick thing for that and get in. But in Ohio, I'm not. So I would say only if you really want to venture outside of stand up. Post show.
Yeah. What do you think, Kurt?
I think New York and L.A. don't matter.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, because see, my thing is that's when you should start out doing the marathon, 10 clubs a night, blah, 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 trying to get all the recognition.
Sure.
Well, if you already did what you did on social media, what you need them hard heads for?
Yeah.
And like he said,
You
New York and L.A.
with some ignorant crowds and all that every night.
Yeah. You know, people who's been part of that circuit for years. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you play this club, if you catch them, then you're going to be great. Not necessarily. I already got 10 million followers from my social media, and I never even been to that club. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, not now. And then New York, L.A., like you said, man, who in the hell wants to pay all that rent, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the rent is high in New York. I mean, it's higher than anywhere.
I live there.
Anywhere.
No.
It's higher than anywhere. It's crazy.
It's crazy, ridiculous.
Yeah. Everybody with a house, nice size, is renting out rooms. Everybody got a nice house in New York. They're renting rooms.
Well, that's real true in L.A. Now, they got to do it. Now, New York.
They do it in New York.
Yes. This room right here
will be a whole apartment.
This
studio.
room, this will be how many square feet is the studio? Probably about 500.
This will be a studio apartment in New York.
Oh, I know it.
This will be everything.
And it'll cost you $3,500 a month.
$2,500. It would. Yeah, and that would be on Church Street somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
There'll be a bathroom and shower in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like another door, or
it'll
in this room?
Out down the hall.
Sometimes you got a chair running in the hallway.
Like a door.
It'll be shared. It'll be shared.
Yeah.
It'll be shared. You and some other people share this bathroom.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's scary. You could just be getting in the shower and motherfucker just, I mean, unless it's just people in the building, but it seems like anybody could just walk up in that bitch.
Well, everybody in the building got keys to the door and keep the downstairs door locked.
It's real. That's real talk.
But it's crazy. Young comics, you listen, you got to be careful. I tell you, be careful.
Yeah.
It is crazy. You like traveling alone or with other comics?
Or
comics.
Another comic. Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
It's so much. I mean, it's not as bad once you've been to the clubs, man. You start showing up. You're like, I know this club. I know the people here.
I know the people. Yeah.
But like, and that first year, man, you want to be able to walk in. You want to get on the plane with your boy, walk into the club, man, do all this stuff, and not be by yourself, man. But I don't need to travel with somebody for the weekend. It's just for the stand-up part. Like during the next day, like we'll go, we'll get there, we'll do stand-up. Next day, we just in a hotel all day. We might DoorDash some food over and never even see each other till showtime again. Like I'm not the guy that goes, hey man, we need to go down to the Riverwalk and start.
Whatever.
Bro.
Like, no, we don't.
No.
They got conies down there.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Go by yourself.
I'm chilling.
Oh, man.
I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be mad at me because I'm already be at the strip club, and you're going to be like, I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm one of them guys, man, in any city I ever been to, they say, don't go there. That's the first place I'm going.
That's first place?
Hey, when I moved to Vegas, don't go down there. First place I'm going. First time going out to L.A. and hanging out, Don't die.
Yeah, that's what they told Fillmore Slim. That Fillmore Slim.
Fillmore
Don't
Slim.
go down to Fillmore Avenue. He said that's exactly where I went. Right down to Fillmore Avenue.
Yeah, that's what I've always done that, man.
Jonathan Winters. That's my favorite comic's name. Jonathan Winters.
He's from Springfield.
He is.
Born and
Jonathan
raised.
Winters.
Well, no, he went to high school.
Yeah, he went to high school there. But he's from Ohio. Yeah. This guy could pull out any prop. He could pull out his wallet.
And make it pop.
This guy was phenomenal. Jonathan Winters.
I can look him up and see if I even know who this guy is.
Oh, no.
He did the Mrs. Butterworth commercials and stuff back in the day.
He's part of Carol Burnett's. Do you even know who Carol Burnett is?
Yeah, I love Carol Burnett.
Okay, so he was on the Carol Burnett show for a long time.
I didn't watch the Carol Burnett show. I wasn't that hip. I only love Carol Burnett because my dad used to make us all watch. What movie was she in?
She had her own variety show.
Annie. Yeah, I know, but
she played in Annie.
Yeah, she was Mrs. Miss, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew her.
Very
first,
talented.
And then I got
Oh,
hit.
she's extremely.
And also Mama's Family too, right?
Yeah,
well, Mama's Family.
She did a guest spot because she was Eunice, the daughter of Vicki Lawrence.
Who
Carol Burnett put Vicki on to have the show in the first place. So
right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were great friends. You think, Jason, take this one. Would you be okay with comics needing a valid comedy license to work? Like it was a board of comics that we would have to go in front of and you would have to spill your comedy and they'll give you a yay or a nay and then you could work. Not you just, anybody can just come out. Would you be okay with that? Now say to people that there are seasoned comics that are on this board. They're seasoned, very much so. And you have to have their approval, this board, and we could set up boards or whatever. There'll be boards in every state or whatever. And the comic would have to have a comedy license.
So they could only
perform.
You can only do open mics before then, because obviously you have to get good enough to perform in front of these people.
There
right?
you go.
So you're saying you could only do open mics until then, and then in order to do
you couldn't be in a paid capacity before then.
Okay. I mean, it's almost like that now, right? You gotta kind of pass that funny bone or whatever, before you can even start working for these certain chains.
Yeah.
But as for, man, I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with it myself because I don't think I'm not gonna be able to pass to start working as a working comedian. But I would be like, man, that's so crazy because. Comedy is so subjective, so it's so crazy that these people, because once you pass somebody certain, you like. You gotta there's like other 30 people I gotta pass now, right? Like I can't just pass this person and then not pass these next 30 people.
Right.
Like it's that would be the craziest shit. It would stir up that right there would be bigger than the Cat Williams situation, bro. That would really stir up comedy.
But wouldn't that be like every other board, like who you know?
Well, I would think you wouldn't have to pass it in every state. If you got it in one state, you can go work in others. You got a license. You know what I mean?
Well, say for instance, like a beautician.
They have
a board to pass. Yeah,
they have to have a license.
So something like that.
Because they didn't want girls getting money in their house, in their kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, I would say you would have to do something more like that right there, where they don't have the license because they met up with 9 other beauticians and they were like, do some hair and we'll tell you what we think of it. Right. They had to go to school. So if you had to put comedians through something where they got like some type of degree and then they could do comedy, that comedy don't mean they're good or anything, but they have the degree maybe.
They have the degree.
But to sit there and perform in front of 9 comedians, man. Because I already know there's some comedians I've probably seen on Netflix that I've been like, I wouldn't have passed that comedian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, who am I to say that?
Right.
Yeah. Kurt, what do you think?
I think
have a license to do stand up.
License to do stand up. Wow. That's a hell of a question, man.
That is. That's like for the future. I know.
I mean,
because it's going to be too oversaturated, and something's got to be done.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's too many.
Well, then I would think at least you would have some type of process set up so that you can be a professional.
Yeah.
Comic.
There's too many comics, and these young comics, they want paid coming in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've done like 2 shows in their life, and they want some money.
Bruh, listen, I couldn't imagine just having to pass in front of 9 comedians to say because you can do that with any job right now. Like you say that, but anybody can work on a car if they want to. It's so much you can really do anything you want to. Like technically, you're not allowed to just do open heart surgery, but if we all had a knife, we could
right.
cut one of the people open and do the surgery. So it's like, as for a comedian, it's like they're only getting paid to do it where people are willing to let them do it, just like any other profession.
Well,
like,
some people are just throwing them on the field to show. The audience and them didn't know nothing about that they're going to be on the show.
Yeah.
They're just throwing them up there. You know, hey, you want to do 5 minutes?
And then the artist is paying like $25 for that show too, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And
what I'm saying.
The show's not even worth it. Yeah.
Not even worth it. And
Well, see-
that's not fair to the audience.
Nah. But see, my thing is this though. Here's a good way to handle that. Like you give a bio before you hit the stage, and you have to have a legitimate bio first and foremost. Then you have to be active at a certain level first before
Like
you
a
should
card
start
filled
getting
out where I've been to 30 open mics.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You got a
yeah.
card where they marked off on it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, and you done
Something.
did some local shows, you done did the Funny Bones and blah, 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 and then still be very active.
Yeah, yeah.
And somebody willing to sign off that you're
Yeah,
active.
because there's so
Before
many
you get a
people out
license.
here that's calling themselves comedians that are just, you like comedy is what it is. You're not a comedian yet.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you can always just let the audience pay afterwards. Let the comedian go up, and then when the audience goes to
What'd you think
leave,
about
we gonna pass, but thank you so much. You
we,
know,
we
or
did,
they,
a- we did a college. We did a college, and I won't mention my man's name, but he was selling his DVDs for $5. And when we were leaving town, one of the professors had bought one that night, and she said, "I'm gonna need $4 back from you." It was just $5, and she was like, "I'm gonna need $4 of them dollars back." Could I-
Oh, yeah, it was
That's
worth
how
$1.
terrible that DVD was. That was $1, so I'm gonna need $4 of them back. And she was dead serious too.
that hurt.
I was Oh my God, I was cracking up.
Yeah. I'm cracking up now at just thought of it. That's funny. Because, people get out there. If they've been out there enough, they're going to bring merch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got merch like they're commonly known.
Yeah, they're gonna bring merch. Of course they are. I mean, they think they're a comedian already. They've seen it done. They've seen it done. So
Right,
they think,
right.
that's why so many young comics get into comedy. They see someone do it good, and they think
Hey, I can do
he
that.
made that look easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he made that look easy. I could do that. Yeah. My family laughs at me.
Yeah.
My friends think I'm pretty funny.
Right.
And then you get up in front of total strangers and,
Yeah.
that's why it's 6 zillion ex-comedians.
Yeah.
It's so many of them. It's so many. Every club I do, it's at least 3 people in there like, yeah, I did stand
Yeah,
up.
I used to do
I
stand.
used to do stand up.
Yeah. That's gonna be me one day, bro. That's gonna be me one day. I'm telling you. I used to do stand
I
up.
used to do stand up.
And see, and the whole key to this is that's why I'm very careful at what I do.
Right.
I've been fortunate enough to be around you a couple times. If you're called comedian on there, I don't feel exactly comfortable yet with saying, curse the comedian on there too, even though I know there's different levels.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? But
Sure.
I know that I need to do a lot more work if I'm going to really take that serious. Now, can I get up and do 5-6 minutes and every comedian come on after me, use my shit?
Tagging it. You remember what Kurt said about naked girls? Yeah. Well,
You gotta start your set out like that tomorrow, bro, just to fuck with him.
yeah, just
Walk
to
on
mess
the-
with it. So whatever he say, I'm going to tag
it's
it.
just massive.
The last thing you say,
Yeah.
I'm going to tag the shit out of it.
Well, see, I got flipped to host. So all I got to do is transition. Now, I ain't going to do the host. I ain't got to do my whole set.
Right.
Plus, I figured, like, hey, man, come on, man. We really got to keep it nice and trim and hurry up, get to Stephen G, as far as I'm
No
concerned.
doubt about it. Get to the meat.
Get to the
meat.
yeah.
Kurt, what is one thing that is a must for comics to succeed in this business? What is one thing you think that's a must?
Persistence, stick-to-itiveness. There's a few things, but if you just want one, I would say
Well,
belief.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. You got to believe in yourself.
Got to.
Definitely. Because you might lose some girlfriends and everything. I know my baby mama, after, she broke up with me, and then after I was on Comic View.
Yeah.
And she was like, "We need to talk." I was like, "No. You thought I wasn't gonna make it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Told me it's work at the post office.
Yeah.
But she, like grandmama.
Yeah.
On up. Yeah.
Bless him heart. He want to be a comedian.
Same question, Jason. What's one thing you think a comic needs?
Oh man,
A must.
unfortunately, these days it's a good social media, man.
Yeah, these days.
Yeah, because long those days are long gone where you used to be able to be just a comedian, man, and they just walk in. You can get seen one time.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I almost was like when I first started doing stand up. I was just like, it's only gonna take one time, right? Person's
Right.
gonna see me, bro, and then it's like
Or the club manager, they'll start promoting me.
They stop you from doing stand up, but like, hey, you ain't gotta do it no more, man. We gonna put you in movies now. Now, like, bro, you gotta it's only social media is gonna get you out there. I don't feel like anybody's gonna just book a comedian for any other reason besides
And there's no more Comic View and Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
Very,
well, they're
very
just
little
bringing Comic View back.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah. But yeah, there's
bringing Comic View back. Yeah.
but yeah, those shows. Yeah, you need a social media, man. Wait, even if you're not even doing like different stuff, even if it's just your stand up, you need to get because people I'd rather have a following from stand up. My following just came from stupid videos during the pandemic, but the stand up followers, the people who follow those accounts that are strictly stand up accounts, those are the people that sell out. Those are the people that get. Those are the shows that I go to when I'm like all my shows still have tickets, and then I'm looking at somebody else that comes the next week, and all of a sudden they're not even there Friday, Saturday. They're there Friday through Tuesday with like 9 shows all sold out.
Right.
And here I am like, damn. I always try to make them make me feel better. Like, what's going on? Are they from here? Tell me they live.
Yeah.
They're like, no, they're from Oklahoma. I'm like, God damn, bro. I need
They're
to get
flying in next week.
yeah. I need to get my following right.
Yes.
No doubt. Yeah, but social media. Yeah.
Definitely one of the big things. I didn't see. I'm still saying the old school stuff. Stick to it.
Yeah.
Confidence, belief.
Yeah. All of those things as well, though.
Yeah, I mean,
because all of those things.
Yeah, my generation think that's what it takes to make it, no matter what you do.
No matter what, in anything.
But he just said
You
the
be a
magic.
pig farmer.
Yeah, you stick to it enough.
Right.
But he just said the magical word. If you got that social media popping,
No doubt.
Well, that's just because that's how it came for me, man. I thought the whole time like I was headlining, but I was getting the Thursdays and Sundays from the Funny Bone, getting that stuff, and then soon as I hit, I think it was 3 million followers. Stroop hit me up like, I want to introduce you to this guy from UTA. Introduced me to my agent from United Talent Agency, and then it was like within like 3 weeks, I think I was booked up for the year, and then I'm adding shows in Arizona.
Right,
I'm adding
that's
shows
good shit.
I'm getting let in a club in Arizona. Bro, we went to a club after the show, and it was like it's packed, nobody else coming in. And then dude looked back, he go, "Hey, wait, are you Jason Banks?" And my merch dude was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, get the hell in here and let us all up in the club." I'm in Arizona, bro. Like,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
All right, take this one. Stay with this. Do you think someone could be taught the art of stand-up? You think someone can just be taught?
Let me do it
stand-up?
real quick.
Like go to these I don't know seminars or comedy, what you want to call them, and they put these things on and people pay for it, and you think that people could just be taught? Kurt, go ahead. Think it could be, or do you think? Go ahead.
I think definitely there's some things that you need to know about the art of comedy. You know, like the recall, you know, timing. Like me and you was talking about having timing, recall. Maybe I'm getting pretty good feedback. Maybe I should milk this a little bit. Maybe I should expound on it. I think you could be taught things. But to have the actual comedy school and somebody be in class, teach them, no, I think you can get taught by that by making relationships with people in comedy. And a guy might give you a little tidbit here and there. Then you need to be around comedy so you can observe and say, I see what, like this dude here, he's looking for something from the crowd to get feedback because his set is done. He trying to extend. You can learn that.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna teach you that in class, but you can watch and see. So yeah, I think you can be taught. I think a guy like you could teach a guy like him, and a guy like him is where he's at in his career. And he could teach somebody under him. And an old-ass brother like me could learn from both of y'all.
Yeah, I think the nuances,
Yeah.
I think the ins and outs of comedy, but to be funny,
You got to kind of have that in you already.
it's got to be innate. What do you think, Jason?
So I guess my answer would be, yeah, you could be taught. Because I mean, basically, I feel like we all taught ourselves, right? Like we didn't go to
Right.
classes. We taught ourselves how to be comedians.
Sure.
So I feel like you could be taught. I just don't think you can keep it going by yourself because it's almost like learning a role. So if I wanted to teach this guy right here how to be a comedian, and I said, hey man, you're gonna get up there. This is how you're gonna act. These are the jokes you're gonna tell. These are the callbacks you're gonna bring, and then you
Right.
practice it as if you're practicing a role for a movie.
Yeah.
Then you'll probably go on stage and do okay. You're not gonna do amazing, but you probably do okay, get some laughs. We
Yeah.
wrote the jokes, you didn't write them. We teach you how to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Now when we leave and then you continue to be a comedian, can you continue to write jokes that make sense and keep the crowd entertained?
Right.
I would say that would depend on if you was able to be a comedian in the beginning. Because think about this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like if I start out and I just go to a class and somebody's teaching me how to do comedy
Mm-hmm.
and I take all their notes and everything they do and then I continue to try to be a comedian, well, obviously I probably would have made it because I made it without even
Without-
having that
yeah.
first class to begin with.
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
if you
sure.
teach someone that's able to be a comedian, I'm sure they'll become one. I guess my answer is that class probably helped a little bit, but you
yeah.
have to have it in you to keep it going and actually
Yeah, to
succeed.
expound. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can
To
definitely.
go further.
I could like we do it all the time with Last Realtor Standing. You know what that is? They do the funny bone. So it's like all these realtors meet up with comedians. We write jokes for them. They all do 3 to 5 minutes of stand up at the funny bone for. It's all realtors there. Anybody has to do with mortgages out there and
Right.
all their people. So they get tons of laughs because they're just there to support them. But we make them a comedian for 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes they do amazing.
Right.
Sometimes it's hideous.
Yeah.
But
and
either
so-
way,
and
it's
those are the people who really are kind of funny anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, that can.
So you teach them how to do a 5-minute set, but I don't know. Have you ever taken those classes? I thought about it.
No.
I thought about it because when I was in that first contest I was in, they had a class at the Cleveland Improv, which once you graduated, you got to perform there, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Then I realized, oh, you can just perform there. It's not. It's
That's
not.
it. You're
It's
not
not.
gonna
It's
get paid.
but no, not just that though. Like it's not that hard to perform there. You could also go on their open
There you
mics. You
go.
could also sometimes you get like I had a dude get a guest spot because he hit up Tony Roberts and told Tony that he was friends with either his nephew or somebody. His nephew said come through. And so Tony let him do a spot. Never seen him do comedy in his life, and then was upset because he didn't do that great.
Right.
But yeah, just you know the guy too. Actually, I'll get his name afterwards. Good guy.
Oh yeah. 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 Tony's a good guy like that. He'll we call him up and he'll be like, yeah, come on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that too. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah. So I'm
Really.
saying it'd been that easy to get on stage without even doing that class. But at that time when I was reading it, I was like, oh, I got to take this class and I'll be at the Cleveland Improv.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think they even had classes out when I started in '92. But I know that a lot of people, like when Keith Bender and other people, I was like, just come to my house, man. We'll just work on stuff. man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll just give you the blueprint. Then we'll start working on stuff. And I'll just show you the format. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the ins and outs. And, I'm not going to charge you.
Yeah.
I feel like when like the disciples, when they asked Jesus, like, what should we charge for praying for people and miracles and all this? And Jesus said, ye have freely received, freely give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't charge y'all nothing. So that's how I felt. Like anybody asks me for help, I'm going to do it for free.
Yeah.
Because God will give it back.
Yeah.
And he'll give it back way better than you could.
Mm-hmm.
He'll give it back tenfold. You might repay him like, here, Steve, here's that little bit, what you get. But God going to give it back tenfold. So that's why the help is out there always. I'm always here available to help, and for free.
And for free.
We're
getting close to the close of the show. I had to use it.
I know that's right. Jason, if a headliner feels the feature act went over his time, who should he take that up with? The comic or the manager?
So technically, I bring my feature act, but I always take it up with my feature act, and I take it up with any act, bro. I'm not even angry about it. It would just be like, I'll tell the host if he's doing 10 minutes,
Right.
and then when he comes off stage, I'll be like, you did 12 and a half minutes. I'll be like, if you, bro, he'd be like, they gave me a light. I know, but if you could just like a watch is always gonna help because that person doing the light never knows, bro. You could be
Yeah, they
7
don't have a
minutes
watch
in,
on either,
they just
you know.
guessing.
Yeah, they guessing.
And then
as well.
my feature doing 25, he gets off like Bobby's. That's my boy, bro. I'll walk on stage as he's like, he'll come off, he'll see the host, I'll dad him up. I'll be like 29. He'll be like, real? Like, it's cool, bro. I'll holler at you when I get off.
Yeah.
But I let him know just to try to keep it. I'm not upset, but also
Right.
I want you
Just
to know.
keep it tight.
I just want you to know that you went 4 minutes over and
Right.
just try to be a So I never take it up at the club.
Kurt, that's not something that you could even comment on.
Well,
that.
I know we got to wrap up, but I will make a quick one. I always used to go over my time a little bit because room get to rolling, but I don't do it no more. I understand this.
You know what I used
out
to
of
do?
courtesy.
I used to make them, well, before I started headlining when I was just featuring, I would stay on stage and make them give me the light. Because so many times I've got off stage before and they was like, you didn't do your time.
Yeah.
Not trying to pay me, the full amount of money.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would make them like me just so they know, I did my time. I fulfilled my time, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because you gave me the light.
You gave me the
I
light.
got that
I had to go.
watch.
Yeah.
You going over while the crowd's rolling, that's the worst, man. If you're gonna go over, please go over when it's a horrible crowd where I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
mind
I don't
cutting
mind.
my time. But
Yeah.
now the crowd's cracking up and you done did 15 on a 10, then my
Yeah.
feature done did 30 on a
Yeah,
25.
I don't
I'm like,
that.
oh,
no,
no.
everybody stayed to their time.
And that was one of the things I had to learn.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. We got to wrap it up. Jason, where could the people find you social media-wise?
You can find me at Jason Banks Comedy on all social media apps, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and jasonbankscomedy.com is the website.
Bro, tell them about the show tomorrow and everything.
Yes, sir. The State Theater, downtown Springfield, March the 29th. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. And it is starring my man, the host of this show,
That's right.
Stephen G.,
Yours
better known as
truly.
the Room Ripper.
We
I'll
will
be
be
your
there.
host.
Kurt is hosting, and that does it for us. Thank you so much for listening to the All Things Comedy Podcast hosted by me, yours truly, Stephen G. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming, guys. Peace out.
Yes, sir.